Here's two products we're going to use to make a very good heavy-duty, high-quality extension cord. So here is the cord we're going to be using. So this is our male end plug here. You open it up with the screws here. And you'll see the inside here. You'll see here in the country I was born in, our plugs and outlets are polarized. You'll see a silver screw, which is your neutral, a green screw, which is your ground, and the brass screw, which is your live conductor. So we'll strip our wires and get ready to put them into our poles here. So we'll just score around our outer jacket like this here. We'll bend our jacket and see how it splits open the jacket so you don't cut your conductors underneath when you score it. Okay, then we'll cut away all of our debris here. We'll cut it off there. Then on our strippers, you'll see our wire gauge size. It goes down to 18. It goes down to number 8. 8 is the smaller the number, the bigger the wire. Here in the country I was born in, we use a black live, white neutral, and the green is the ground on your 110, 120 volt extension cord. So we'll strip our wires here. Strip them the same length. See, I'm getting them all the same length here. Get them all the same length here like this. Now we'll twist our strands together. Okay, so we take our black, which is our live wire. You'll see the hole there, and you'll see the pressure plate where it'll close down on the wire. We'll make sure our strands are twisted together tight. And we'll put it into our hole here like this. And make sure we don't get our insulation caught under the pressure plate there. And we'll just tighten it down with our screwdriver. There's our black one, which is the live. Flip it over, you'll see the silver screw, which is the neutral. And we'll take our white wire, we'll twist our strands together. put it in under our pressure plate. Make sure our strands don't get all messed up. See how that strand came out like that? See that strand there? You don't want that, so we're going to pull that up and we'll twist them again. Go into our hole. Make sure our insulation does not get pinched under our pressure plate there. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then we have our green ground wire, which we're going to put under the screen screw here. We'll twist them together. And we'll carefully get our wires to go in the hole and make sure everything gets under the pressure plate and nothing gets... See how the strands started to fray out? So I'm going to retwist them. There we go, we got them all in. Make sure our insulation doesn't get pinched under the pressure plate there. Make sure it's all nice and tight. Okay, our copper didn't quite go up all the way, so we'll loosen that up and we'll push it in further. Open it up again. Push our wire up into the hole all the way. There, I see the insulation is just butting up to the bottom of the pressure plate there. Make sure it's tight. That's what we want right there. And we'll close our cord end around our wire here. See how you want to have it centered on the black piece there, so we just close it like that. And we'll just tighten it up. See how it closes on the seams here? Close our seam up nice and tight there. And see our seam is a little bit open over here, so we'll just turn it some more. And it's nice and closed on this end. And our wire is nicely centered going into our hole here. Okay, so this is the end that has a nice light in it. So we'll take our sticker off here. You'll see it's going to have a nice light in here when you plug this in to know it's live. We'll open up our clamp here. And again, you'll see a brass terminal, which is your live wire, the green terminal, which is your ground, and the silver terminal, which is your white. So we're going to take this little piece out we don't need up in here, because this is for if it's a smaller type of a cord here. So we'll slip our wire through our clamp here. And we'll strip our end here. We'll just score around our outer jacket like that. We'll just bend it, pop apart our, bending it sharply, see how it tears the rubber. It's not cut all the way through the rubber, but you don't want to hit those wires under there. So that's why I just pull it off like that. And now I'll just cut our debris off of our cord here. I use my own. Okay, and we'll strip our conductors. Okay, so we'll start with our white to the silver screw here. We'll twist our strands together. We'll put it in our hole here. Make sure our insulation doesn't get pinched under the pressure plate there. Okay, we'll turn it. You'll see the brass terminal here. We'll twist our strands together. And we'll get all our wires under the brass terminal here. Make sure you don't get the strands messed up there. Make sure insulation's not pinched under our pressure plate. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then we have our ground, which is the green screw. We'll twist them together. Put it under our green terminal here. Make sure our strands all get underneath there. Make sure tighten this with our flathead because our Phillips hopped on there a little bit. So we got our connections all made here. Now we'll slide our end up here. We'll line our holes up. I think it goes. There's where they line up. You can see how they line up in there. We'll Slide them in. We'll tighten her. I like how these are threaded. See how nicely these screws go in? You don't have to turn them very many times. Okay, now our cord is off center here, so we'll get it centered here. And we'll tighten our clamp up here. We'll just tighten it up so our wires are in the middle. I like to have even pressure on both sides. Get in the center there. Okay, so there it is, all done. This is our female end.